here today on another episode of How the Cookie Crumbles. Here, my guest today is Miss Tammy Watts, who is here to tell her story. Tammy, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I can't really tell you where my story begins. I can only tell you what happened to get me where I am. So as a child, it was a lot of abuse in the home. My father and my mother, they fought a lot. So me growing up in that kind of environment, I kind of picked up, hey, if somebody makes you mad, then you hit them, you fight them. If somebody, messes with you and you're hurt or angry, then you fight them. So that's how I grew up. And as growing up like that, I think when I got in a relationship, I thought it was normal for people to hit each other and for people to lash out because you loved them, but you still got mad. And if I could change anything right now, I learned that I wasn't angry, I was hurt. I think I'm at 17, 18, and I'm dating older guys. And as I date these older guys, I'm actually looking for someone that will fix that problem in me. Because when I get angry, I get enraged. So I started dating my daughter's father at the age of 18. And because I do have victims that are still out there, his family and my daughter, I don't really want to go in debt with it. I just want to make it so you could, have me back if you like, and I can express some more stuff to you as I grew in prison, because, we was there together, so we kind of know each other. And, with learning in prison, we learned that we ain't got to fight.
Tammy, do you want to go in detail?
Well, I would prefer not to because I have my daughter to think about.
Okay.
And she's already been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like your friend Kim said, even though I was locked up, my family was locked up with me. So out of respect, I want to be gentle with the story, but I can give you some. I can only tell you my part though.
Okay, well give it to us from your part.
Well, the day that it happened, and I was charged with manslaughter. So the day that it happened, it was a heat of the moment. I really did love her father, and to find that he was cheating on me or had other women, it kind of enraged me, And
so wait a minute, not meaning to interrupt you. How much time was you sentenced to?
I was sentenced to 21 years, and that being because my daughter was 2 when he died.
Okay.
And I was 20, I think I was 21. So
Okay.
he said he got to see 1 year of her life, so we'll let you have 21 years that you can't see her. So it was a mind-blowing moment when I went to court, and I thought I would get life, and I felt like I deserved life. I took somebody's life, and I feel like an eye for an eye. That's how I felt. But thank God, God saw different, because when I was incarcerated, it helped me more like with my spiritual journey, and singing was a big part of my prison time, and laughing. I know a lot of people say, how do you laugh in prison? My sister always tells me, I couldn't do that time that you did. I know you couldn't, sweetie. That's why God gave it to me, So I don't regret anything that I did in prison because I felt like I saved a lot of souls already by telling that story in prison to the people. But if I could leave one thing here,
What would that be?
I would tell them, you don't have to fight with your fist, and you don't have to pick up anything to hurt anybody. Words you cannot take back. But also, if somebody falls or they get hurt, you can't take it back, whether you involuntarily did it or voluntarily did it. So that's basically my story all in a bunch. And when I got released, I just felt like I needed to not prove myself, but because when we was in prison, we made a vow. We did. You remember what our vow was? When we come out, we was gonna hit the road running, and we ain't never coming back, and we're gonna get us a car, house, and I see all these things in front of me. I now have a house that I own. I have a car that I own. And it didn't take long. So I think prison really helped me a lot. And I just give all thanks and glory to God. That's it. My biggest and my hardest challenge was my baby.
Okay.
When I left my baby, she was my baby. And now that I'm out, she is still my baby.
Right.
And she's never had a harsh
You
word.
got a grandbaby now.
I've got a grandbaby. She's 2, and she's a handful. But my daughter, she has never once said, "Mom, I'm mad at you because you killed my father." Or, she's so understanding. Like,
Okay.
and I know some days it hurts her. So we'll go down to his grave, and we'll put flowers there, or we'll visit. And she's just so vulnerable to me, you know?
Was you scared when you come home that she
I
was going to
was,
reject you?
I was, but the things that she does for me lets me know that she is so happy. I mean, she's sad that her father is gone and she never got to meet him,
Right.
but she is so happy that her mother is home.
Okay.
And now, matter of fact, the other day, I go over to the house and she just lays on my lap. You know, she just lay on my lap and I just hug and kiss her. And you know, she's not a kisser. Honey, she be like, mama, I don't know where your lips been. So I'm like, Lord, this is my baby now, you know, so I just have a lot of moments with her. I try and do things with her every day. Even though she's 25 now, she's still my baby, so I have to call her up. You want to go get ice cream? Do you want to go out to
So
eat?
you still feel like
Yeah,
because you missed that part of her life,
yeah, I did.
you trying to make up for what's lost.
Yeah, she was homecoming queen, so I didn't get to see that. She had honor roll all through elementary and high school, and she's so smart and so beautiful that there's nothing I could have done better than leaving her with my mom. Because once I think about it, if it had not went the way it went, see, I was a thug. I was in the clubs every week. I got my drink in a can, baby, in a can. And if it had not been I went to prison, I would have taught my child that.
To do the same things. It's
Yeah,
like
but
a cycle.
right. But my mom got her, and she is so smart. She's been to Strayer University. She's going for her marketing. So
Start a little right there. My mom got her. She's going to marketing.
Okay.
1, 2, action.
My mom's got her, and when I went through prison, my mom got her, and she's now doing marketing, and she's trying to open up her own hair business, and she's just doing great things, even though her father isn't here. And I just love her to death. I don't know what else to say. I'm just excited about what's to come.
This last question I want to ask you, Tammy. Do you have, if you can tell the world anything about remorse, how the feelings of hurt, disappointment, or any women in this world that is watching this show right now, what advice would you have to them or to give to them?
Well, first I want to say nobody has the same walk in life. So if I was to tell someone that was in, and I don't think I explained it well, because there was times that the abuse happened and I was the abuser.
Right.
So if I was to give it to any woman that feels like they can hit somebody or hit the one that they love, because I was the abuser.
Because some women feel like that it's okay that they can hit a man and they be dominant,
Right.
and they feel like it's okay.
Right, that was me. And in my situation, I was more the aggressor. He was really, he didn't never hit me. He would shake me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that you were the abuser and you was the aggressor?
I was.
Wow.
And while in prison, they didn't have classes for women that were abusers. They had classes for women that's been abused.
Battered women.
So I did go to battered women, and I tried to voice my opinion about, well, how can a man be a man and say that he's getting beat by his girlfriend or he's getting beat
Not
by
many
his...
men gonna come forward for that.
That's right. So that's why I felt like I should have got life, because I knew my hands had caused the death of the man that I loved. Even though I was jealous, I was like 18. I was jealous because he was older. He was 47, and he had all these nice cars, and he had these rings, and he was so handsome. I was the jealous one, but I was young. That was my first boyfriend.
I
What
think
was
every woman that felt jealous. at some
Right,
point. Go ahead.
right, but not jealous enough to kill, not jealous enough to pick up a knife. I thought I would just cut him. I didn't know he would die from a cut. I've been stabbed many times in the club, booty shaking, stabbed, cut on my eye. They don't open my wrist. I was a full-blooded pit bull, baby. As I get older, I'm able to control my emotions. A lot of people that knew me before I went to prison, they would be like, today, I'm not fighting that girl. I remember. They're going to always remember what you used to be. They ain't going to never remember what you had to go through to get to where you are now.
Right.
They're going to remember, I'm not fighting her. I remember when she was out here. She was doing this shit. Even my family, my sisters, my brothers, they was like, honey, calm down. Calm down. Even if I get a little ratchet, a little loud, they be like, oh, tear me up.
Right.
So it's kind of like I'll forever have that reputation,
Where that's that title.
that stigma still on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you could look beyond that, I have grown, and that was 30-something years ago. I am almost 50. And I feel like I know that I have grown, and I know that a lot of things that used to piss me off, it doesn't piss me off anymore, because I'm just like, whatever, I can control my emotions. And I know that I'm not angry, I'm hurt. A lot of times when you fight people, you fight them because you think you're angry at them.
But you hurt because
You
of what they
really
did to
hurt. You're really hurt. So once you can differentiate anger and hurt, a whole lot of things just don't even matter no more. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter.
So Tammy, let me ask you this. If you can tell one girl, a youth, a lady that's in a relationship, or a lady that's fueled by her emotions, or she's jealous because she's so in love with this man and she feels like he's doing this, and maybe that may not even be the case, but we are so blinded by our emotions. If you can give any advice to them, what would you say?
Don't fight. Do not fight. I mean, talk about it. Communication is so good. If you can communicate with the person that you're with, I don't advise you to pick up your hand, because if you hit them and they fall and hit their head, then guess what? That's involuntary manslaughter. So just think back, hold your emotions for a moment. Hold your emotions, and don't hit. Don't pick up nothing. I've always told you, I ain't fighting no more. That was my last fight.
Right.
Because I ain't got no more fight left in me. I ain't got no more fight left in me. This is it. I'm not going back to jail.
Thank you, Tammy, for being my guest here on the Cookie Crumbles.
Thank you for having me at Cookies and Crumbles, honey. I'm picking up the pieces.
The directors.